With me tonight is Dr. John Geisler. He is an OBGYN at the University of Toledo Medical Center, kind enough to come in and talk to us about a story that's not only making local headlines but national and international headlines. The story of a Sylvania couple, the Savage family, carrying a baby they first believed was their own from a fertility clinic, and found out after the embryo had been implanted and she was pregnant that this is another couple's embryo. Everybody's kind of in shock and wondering, how could this happen? So what can you tell us about what happens in a fertility clinic?
So when a fertility couple has seen a new set of doctors and has decided they want to go through in vitro fertilization, huge processes take place. And there are huge checks and balances, redundancies built into the system. The man has to donate his sperm. When it's first donated, it's checked off, it's labeled, it's cleaned up, and then it's put away, and it's segregated from everybody else's. Woman has to have the ovaries retrieved, and those are all saved separately, and they're all segregated from everybody else's. They've been labeled by 2 people usually, sometimes even 3, and that's just the beginning process. So you go from there to the actual embryos. Now that we've created embryos, those are all separated. Once the embryos are fertilized, and only certain ones are put back for an attempt, which they had before, the other ones are kept in frozen storage, locked away, labeled sterilely, and under their name or under a code usually, so that people don't identify it otherwise. However, when those are going to be used by a doctor to be implanted back into a woman, they're checked off by 2 to 3 people. So technicians, the biologist go through and label, check the label, make sure it's the right one, multiple people, redundancies, and then the doctor puts it back in. Even after it's put back in, when we're dealing with cryopreserved embryos, there's only a 25 to 30% chance of pregnancy. So we had all these redundancies in place at wherever the fertility center was, and then you only had a 25% chance that it would work. And for her, it's kind of unfortunate that it actually took place, because now she's dealing with what she's had to deal with.
So did they not double and triple check? Any idea what happened in this case?
The way we look at anything like this, when humans are involved, human error can take place. It's a horrible situation, and I think they have handled this unbelievably well. I mean, incredibly, admirably.
Very gracious, yes.
Absolutely, for what they've been through. Redundancies are there. I mean, we don't know even which fertility clinic. We know it wasn't here in Toledo. It was someplace up in Michigan.
Okay.
But we don't know their exact check and balances. The checks and balances here at the Fertility Center of Northwest Ohio, 2 to 3 people check everything. So for having it slip through that whole process is fairly amazing. That's why we haven't been able to find a reported case in the United States before this. There was one in the United Kingdom a few years ago, but no reported cases here.
Okay, so exceedingly rare.
Exceedingly rare.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Geisler, for your time. Dr. Geisler, an OBGYN at the University of Toledo Medical Center, and we are told that the Savage family is expected to address the media and the public tomorrow. That is tonight's Talk Back.